In this lesson, we're going to improve our LLM's capabilities by changing our inputs. Generally, this is called prompt engineering. We're now in the third of 3 steps, and we're now refining quality. There are 2 sub-steps here, the first of which is to engineer our inputs. If you haven't already, go to this URL to open the starter code that I've written for you. If you have your notebook from the last lesson still open, use the same notebook. If you're opening this notebook for the first time, at the top of the file, click Run All. The first 2 steps will take about 5 to 10 minutes, so you can continue watching this walkthrough in the meantime. Recall from our previous lesson, Llama 8 billion failed to complete our task. The output's format and accuracy were both off. Our first approach to fix this is to be specific. Sounds like a silly tip, but just specifying the format is enough. For example, provide 3 lines of output. For each line, denote true or false, no extra text, no formatting. I've added this to your notebook already under a cell titled Tip 1. In your notebook, scroll down to the Structure Inputs Demo section, like pictured here. Hover over the cell that says Tip 1, then click on the Run button that appears. After a few seconds, you should see the following output: true, false, true. The outputs are still incorrect. We expect true, false, false, but we fixed the format by just adding a few instructions to the prompt. Our next approach is to provide examples. Let's add a few. Let's now add 3 examples of reviews. 5 out of 5, the chicken was salty but good. 3 out of 5, the marinara was too sour. 3 out of 5, the server wasn't patient. And finally, let's add the desired outputs. The first 2 reviews involve food critiques, and the last review involves a non-food critique, so we expect false, false, true. I've added this to your notebook already in a cell titled Tip 2. Scroll down and hover your mouse over this cell titled Tip 2. Click on the Run button that appears, and after a few seconds, you'll see true, false, true. Unfortunately, the outputs are still wrong, but we have one more trick. For the third approach, we will ask for chain of thought. In short, ask Llama to show its work. In our prompt to the model, we'll simply ask, first reason step by step, then we specify the output format very precisely. As usual, I've added this to your notebook already. Scroll down, hover over this cell titled Tip 3, and click on the Run button that appears. After a few seconds, Llama finally predicts correctly. We see a block of thoughts we asked for, and the correct outputs, true, false, false. So we can now say that Llama 3.18 billion can complete our task successfully. To recap, we applied 3 tips: be specific, provide examples, and ask for chain of thought. These 3 together enabled our Llama model to successfully identify non-food critiques. Now, what if we use this new and improved prompt on our models from before? Looks like DeepSeek v3 now successfully answers the question with true, false, false. But Quen 1.5 billion still produces meaningless garbage. As a result, our open source results now look like this. At a high level, when comparing OpenAI's pricing to open source pricing, OpenAI is still offering a much higher intelligence per dollar. Although, we now have a working Llama 8 billion that can reliably produce correct answers on free tier hardware, even cheaper than all of the above. In summary, be specific, provide examples, and ask for chain of thought. That's it for the first sub-step, engineering our model's inputs. So in summary, we've successfully improved Llama's ability to complete our example task. In the next lesson, we'll make a final set of improvements to make our open source model run robustly on large amounts of data. As usual, you can find all prompts and the starter code I used at this URL.